hand, we'll be able to see that.
Absolutely. Well, let's get started. We'll tap dance a little bit while we're waiting for Eric. I did leave him some messages. And I know he's spinning a million plates. So anyway, welcome everybody to another ASEA Global Expansion Team Zoom. We have an incredible call tonight. There were many of us that just joined Eric Worre and Marina Worre at their home in Las Vegas, Nevada recently, and broadcast an ASEA Super Saturday from their home. So hopefully you were able to participate in that. I hope you're liking these virtual events because you get a front row seat, get to use your own bathroom, eat your own food. You can even talk to the person next to you without bothering the person behind you. So there's no parking, no hotel, no trip to unwind and catch up from. So we're learning a lot from these virtual events, and Eric is planning to have 250,000 people attending the GoPro event coming up in December, which will be the largest virtual event in history. I know that the women's event, the most powerful women in network marketing event this weekend, the goal is to have 150,000 people at that virtual event, where all kinds of people from all walks of life will be sharing their entrepreneurial experience, whether it's Gwyneth Paltrow or Kate Hudson, or one of the top earners in a variety of network marketing companies across the planet. So yeah, we learn all kinds of things. Bo and I are participating in the accelerator program. We've hired Eric and Marina to be our trainer for a year to teach us everything about network marketing in 2021. And believe me, doing network marketing in 2021 is very different from doing network marketing in 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Bo and I have been involved for 23 years now. And so, especially when a pandemic comes along and you are having to pivot in many different ways to make sure that even though you're not seeing people face to face, that your business doesn't stall. So as many of you know, we're earning money from home. And so there's people all over the planet looking for a way to improve their health, their proper immune response, and also a way to earn money from home. So we are passionate about what we're doing. We're on a global mission here at ASEA, and providing a lot of people the answer to their prayers. So it's nice to have a solution to the problem and not just contribute to the global problem. So I'll give another shout out for Eric. Eric, if you're here, let us know you're here. If you're not, we'll just keep tap dancing. We have a half an hour slot organized for this call. Danny, how are you tonight?
Just reached out to Danny to contact him. So
perfect.
We'll see what's happening. But isn't it? It's great that we can be on these calls and these different communication platforms and reach so many more people these days, eh? So cool. Which we've got to. Obviously, this is the way we build the business. We don't have to travel anymore like we used to. We're having a bit of a rest.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It really is an efficient way of doing business. And of course, it never really replaces seeing each other face to face. We were so excited to see each other in Las Vegas. I don't even know that we all watched the event. We had to watch it on recording because we just wanted to catch up with each other and see how everybody was doing and what they were up to. It was so exciting all to be together for the first time in a year and a half. So but the virtual events sure do, it didn't feel like we hadn't seen each other for a year and a half, did it, Danny? Because we see each other every week, right?
Yeah, but I mean, the sad thing about seeing you physically is that I didn't miss you like I did until I left you. It just brings all that on. I mean, we had so much fun. It was great to physically there, give everybody a hug, and it didn't feel real. Actually, it was surreal. It was amazing.
Yeah, well, we were in their incredible home, which is more like living inside a sculpture. And so, we were, really careful not to fall in the pool while we were taking pictures and really, trying not to have our mouth open too much as we just, looked around the place. It's really, really a spectacular piece of architecture that we were able to spend some time in. And Eric and Marina are so passionate about what they're doing, really, bringing network marketers together from all over the world, from all walks of life. And really, it's such a wonderful thing to have trainers from every company. We're, training each other, even though you'd think we were in competition with each other, but we're not. We're really bringing the industry, the business model of network marketing to a whole new level. A lot of this business model is a very misunderstood business model. And I'm sure many of you, as you've gone out in the marketplace, have experienced some people's misunderstanding or ignorance as to, how this business model works. And when you're working with a very legitimate company in this business model, like ASEA is, it just, people, once you understand it, it's really hard to go back and get a job and really trade time for money and earn a money in a linear way. When you've earned money, like Stevie was explaining and Kayleen in the previous presentation, in a, where you're tapping into that geometric progression, that reproductive residual income, where your income comes in, whether you can work physically or not, all of a sudden this thing called a lifestyle opens up to you. And you're not just a slave to the workplace, you actually are working in a cooperative environment so that there's a lot of people doing a little bit, adding up to a whole lot. So, and as you're, going along your way, if you've got a product like we do with ASEA, you're impacting lots of lives along the way. So what keeps you going and keeps many of us going are stories like Danny's story, where, if we don't do our job well, people will suffer. So when you reach out to somebody like Danny and Danny gets his life back, you get paid in goosebumps, you get paid in purpose, you get paid in, meaning, and you start to worry more about people, about what's going to happen to them if you don't tell them about this discovery, than what they're going to think about you if you do tell them about this discovery, right?
No, just amazing. Actually, we've got a lot of great leaders on this call. While we're killing a little bit of time, may want to promote Ed Weens and Chuck and Tammy to have a little bit of a chat. I know you did you went over the great weekend we had with Eric and Marina, but how about we promote these guys and have a little bit of chat to them as well?
Absolutely. Let's see
Cindy, I also just wanted to give a shout out
guys.
in the chat. We've put the registration link that's unique for ASEA. And so you all can copy and paste that too if you haven't registered for the training this weekend yet.
Yeah, and that's for the specific ASEA room, so that we can talk specifically ASEA when you're participating in the Most Powerful Women event for the 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And there is an agenda out with time frames that's been passed around WhatsApp. So if you haven't gotten a look at that, then make sure you reach out and do that. I've just promoted Ed Weens to a panelist, and I'll go down to Chuck and Tammy Gates as well. And we can talk a little bit about our experience at Eric Worre's house while we're waiting for Eric.
Yeah, Dick and Nancy Walker's on there as well. Oh, what'd you say, Dick? You got no clothes on? Hang on a sec.
He had no idea we were going to upgrade him. He's quickly getting dressed.
Cindy, there's also a question: if someone has registered but didn't register through the ASEA specific link, how can they make sure that they will get into the ASEA chat room?
Well, that's a great question. You can actually you can email the people at the Most Powerful Women event. Just go to mpw, I think it is .com, and ask them to move you to the ASEA room.
I've just popped it in the chat box there for you, Cindy.
Okay, perfect.
So it's mpwprivate.com/ASEA United.
Right. And if you did register earlier, but you didn't register in the ASEA room, just let them know that you would like to be moved to the ASEA room. And I'll put that in the chat a little bit later. Right now I'm spinning too many plates to put that in there right now. But
you there, Uncle Ed? Is Uncle Ed there? My grandfather?
There he is.
There.
Hey guys,
sir.
how are you?
Great. Ed, tell us about your experience at Eric and Marina Worre's house when we were there a couple of weekends ago together.
I'm just hoping the
Apart from
next time we do that. What's that?
I was going to say, apart from making us all jealous and getting the signed hat.
Oh yeah, how about that? Well, I just hope next time we can find a nice place to have our event. Eric is, in fact, I was just today, I was on a golf course today, and I was with the son-in-law, probably one of the most successful network marketers in the history of network marketing. And we were just talking about how the industry has changed over the years and how different people have just elevated the credibility and the validity, the respect of the industry from the pioneering days. And this man's late father-in-law was one of the early pioneers from the 60s and passed away now. But to just see where Eric has helped elevate this, I've followed trainers in this industry for the last 30 years. And Eric has done more in his time, in his tenure, to elevate this profession to the point where a lot of people, just business people, recognize business tycoons and leaders around the world are kind of raising their eyebrows and saying network marketing. And so I think he's helping to just usher in another whole chapter where this profession is going to be, we're going to be more prouder. We're going to be prouder than ever to be network marketers. And we should be. It's a great profession. To me, it's the most noble, fair, honest, justified way to get compensated for adding value to people's lives. And that first of all, it was just great to be together again with so many of you that we've been apart from for the last year plus. And that was good in and of itself. But to be in that form and to see how communication's changing in our profession. Where big events, we'll have big events, but I think we're recognizing with today's technology, and Eric's helping pioneer this, is able to take a big event and blast it globally to a level that's never been done. This is groundbreaking stuff, and it's going to change the way business is done overall, especially our business. So it was a great time to be there, and looking forward to the weekend. I'm registered for this weekend.
That's good. Even though you're not the most powerful woman in network marketing, men have a lot of powerful women in their network, don't you, Ed?
I work with powerful women. I live with a powerful woman. And, guys, listen, this is not just a women's event. 70+% of the leaders in our profession are women. So you're going to be working with women, or you're going to be prospecting women. And, I'm glad to see it. I was president of the service club, a large service club in our town back in Washington State, gosh, probably in the late 80s, when it was coming to a vote nationally if women were going to be allowed to join our club. Rotary had already passed the resolution to allow that. And I remember saying at that time to the businessmen in our community, I was president of the club, and it was the largest one in the Northwest. I said, listen, guys, if we're going to represent a cross-section of the business community of our town, women have to be a part of this organization. And of course, that's an old school kind of a thing now. It's just women, powerful. Women are powerful, and I'm excited to glean as much as I can from all you powerful women this weekend.
That's fantastic. Dick Walker, I know you were there at Eric Worre's a couple weekends ago, and you really started the event with a scientific overview so that we could get that out of the way so people could really get in their mind into the business and the lifestyle that they can create by leveraging this discovery. So how is it for you being at Eric Worre's house?
It was a little scary being the first presenter in that little studio there. It's kind of amazing. He got his own broadcast studio in his home there. I hate to call it in the basement because that house didn't have a basement. It just had multiple levels of just cool outdoor living spaces, and it was amazing. It was cool to see get together with all the people that we hadn't got together with for a year, and to rub shoulders with somebody who is doing what Eric is doing to raise the bar on credibility for network marketing. I thought it was great. I love being part of that. Would love to do it again if we may be able to do it in the fall or whatever, but I thought it was awesome. Yeah, it was a good event. Good, really great energy there, good vibes, and everybody was really happy to put their best foot forward, and hopefully, people got a lot out of it. I know we had quite a few people watching, so the information that was presented was pretty powerful, I think, and it was just, I can't say enough good things about it, and it was fun and engaging and enlightening, and I think educational, all the above. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much, Dick. Tammy Gates, I know you were there, and we were down in that studio together watching. It was so great to see how this incredible production was put together. And, you and I both have been around network marketing for a long time. And it is so great to have ASEA come out of the closet and come on to the big playing field with the other network marketing companies that people have heard about. Most people have never heard about ASEA. So for us to put our foot out there and say, we're here, man, take a look at us as well as these other companies. How was your experience at the Eric Worre household? And you're muted, Tammy.
It was a treat. It was a blessing and an honor and a treat to just spend the day with Eric and Marina and all of the amazing people that they've gathered around them, and with all of you guys too. But, I just wanted to speak to this upcoming event this weekend that Marina Worre has worked so hard to pull together. I heard today over 150,000 people are registered, both men and women. And I'm really, really, really excited to hear from Kate Hudson. You all know her as an American actress. She is Goldie Hawn's daughter, and she is a powerful entrepreneur and author in her own right. I decided to follow her on Instagram. And so my Instagram feed, I got to watch all of her Mother's Day posts that she posted about her mom, Goldie Hawn. And I'm looking forward in the future even to watch her entrepreneurial Instagram posts. I did the same thing with Gwyneth Paltrow. Cindy, I was introduced to Gwyneth Paltrow's entrepreneurship in Aspen, actually. She had a pop-up store there where she was selling her line of skincare that's called Goop. And, so I'm really, really excited to hear from those two women. And you guys, this event, it is an event, since it's free, that you can have your prospects register to, you can have your family register for, you can have the whole entire event is set around empowering women. So if you have women in your life that you'd like to empower, be on it and pass the word. And I think that as a team, that we can go out and in the next few days register a few more hundred people for this event. And then once you do that, if you go to, they actually have pre-made some special profile frames and Facebook posts that you can update your picture on Facebook to say that you're going to the event. And if you go to MPW for Most Powerful Women, mpw2021.com/share, you can just automatically change your profile picture to reflect a cool little frame that you're going to the event.
Very cool. Well, they've always said a man is not a plan, right, Tammy? So us women have to make our own money. I remember that a woman that I worked with in network marketing was married to a very successful businessman, and he made plenty of money for the family, but she had really spent her time raising the kids and being a great wife, and she'd never really made her own money. And her first network marketing check was for $35. And I'll tell you what, she got so excited, not because it was $35, but because it was her $35. And there's something very critical about earning your own money. It's not the same as having your husband hand you money. It's different when you earn it yourself. So there's a lot of women out there that are supported by a husband. There's a lot of women out there that are entrepreneurial spirits and are using that skill. And then there's a lot of single women who are juggling so many plates. They're trying to educate their kids, especially during this pandemic, and hold down a job and try to figure out how to be all things to all people. And network marketing comes as an answer to prayer for so many of those women who have been through just ups and downs and curveballs that they didn't see coming. And the safety net is network marketing. So you'll hear a lot of those stories this weekend. And there's a lot of those stories right here in the ASEA network. ASEA, I know, Tammy, that you and Chuck used it when we had the old logo, the old ASEA logo with the little dip in the logo. You used to point at the lowest part of the dip and say, somehow ASEA picks up people right about here and then helps them, gives them hope, and brings them, to a whole better place in life. So yeah, it's going to be an incredible weekend.
Yeah, and along with that, I think maybe Eric and Marina got thrown a curveball tonight themselves. And but you know what? Cindy and Bo and Dan made an amazing connection with Eric during our time at his event. And I know that Cindy will get him back on our Monday night call in the future. So all is good.
I know that they're juggling a ton of plates. In fact, we had a call today at noon with Eric and one of his trainers in the accelerator program, which was just stellar. I mean, just such meat and potatoes. There was no fluff. I mean, it really, really great, practical things that you can put into work in building your ASEA business today. Anyway, and he had something that pulled him away from that training. And so his assistant, Sandy, introduced the trainer. So I know that those guys are going, Mach 10 with their hair on fire, getting ready for the event this weekend, but it's all right. We'll guilt Eric into another call another time.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Cindy, what did you get out of that today? That training you jumped on, accelerator program?
I'll tell you, it was, I think the guy's first name was Jeffrey. I think his last name is Hernandez. I'm hoping I'm saying it right.
Jefferson Santos.
Okay, Jefferson Santos, something like that. But he talked about the blitz, about launching somebody's brand new business with a blitz. And so one of the things I got out of his training was, he said that when I'm launching somebody's business, let's just say I live in Colorado and they live in Maine, well, I'm not going to foot the bill. If they want me to come out, we're going to really work together to get a bunch of people in the room, and they're going to pay for my plane ticket. And the reason that they're going to do that the first time is because they've got skin in the game. And if they've got skin in the game, they're going to fill that room. Where if I'm paying for my airline ticket and my hotel and everything, then I may show up and there may be nobody in the room, right? We've all had those experiences. So I thought that was a really great tip. And then he said, the second time I come out in helping them build their business, they might pay half and I pay half. And then as we get the thing going, I'll go ahead and foot my own bill. But I thought that was a great tip. And he was explaining what a blitz looks like, and what a blitz looks like is having an event every 2 hours. And so really, having an event at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then everybody that comes to the event at 10 o'clock in the morning is advertising the event that's happening at noon. And then everybody that comes in noon is advertising the event that's happening at 2, and then at 4, and then at 6, and then at 8. So he might be there for 2 or 3 days just doing a presentation every 2 hours, and then he'll fly back home. And one of the things the keys to a blitz being successful is he'll start out doing the presentations, but before he leaves, after being there for 2 or 3 days, he'll have the new people doing the presentation. So at first he'll ease them into it, having them do a little bit, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. But before he leaves, because they've seen the presentation many times now, every 2 hours, and he's doing the same presentation over and over and over and over again, they've got it pretty much down by the time he leaves. But by the time he leaves, they are doing the presentation because they said those magic words, heck, I can do that, right? So it's not rocket science. He says that if you're going to be good at network marketing, you're going to get really good at being a broken record. And so, but he said, you know, broken records get paid a lot of money.
I love that part. I'm gonna wear that one out.
I saw Stevie's blood pressure rising then when talking about the Blitz and doing an event every 2 hours. So on Stevie, we're not, well, maybe we'll have a chat about it. So, Dickhead, Chuck, Cindy, I've been in the industry for a very short period of time, you know, and really a pup in the industry. I always get something out of anything that we do. This event at Eric Worre's, obviously, you know, there's a lot of great information there, but being in the industry for so long, what was your aha moments in regards to spending that weekend? It could be anything. I mean, it could be coming from one of the ASEA leaders to what Eric said. I mean, what did you get out of the weekend?
Me? What did I get out of the weekend?
Anybody, yeah. Just something that you've gone, okay, well, I haven't heard that before. I have heard it, but I'm going to actually implement it this time. Something that you're going to do.
You know, one of the things that I learned from that weekend is Eric put down, and I'm not going to be able to rattle them off at the top of my head. Bo might be able to find his notes real quickly and pipe out what those 5 characteristics were, or maybe you, somebody that was at the event as well, remember those characteristics. But he asked us, he went around the room and he asked us he put 5 characteristics down on a whiteboard, and he said, if you think of your entire organization, how many of the people in your organization embody all 5 of these characteristics? And we thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And he said, chances are you have maybe 25 people in your entire organization that embody all 5 of these characteristics. And the funny thing is that 70% of your recruits are going to come from those 25 people. And that was just an amazing realization, because when we started thinking about, you know, naming the people on paper that really embodied those characteristics, he was exactly right. I mean, most of the people that really rise to the level of diamond and above, or, you know, have sponsored over 100 people. And there's a large percentage of people that come in as an associate into the ASEA network, 70% of them, in fact, who never sponsor one person. So, you know, as far as heading into building an ASEA business, you have to set out with proper expectations. And a lot of people think, oh my gosh, everybody's going to want to do this, and everybody's going to buy this product, because once you get it, why wouldn't you join this? And why wouldn't you take this? But then you get into the real world and you realize that that's just not the reality of things. And that could be a little shocking for somebody, and they can feel like a failure when in fact they're not a failure. It's really about sifting and sorting, finding that percentage of people that really want to take this to the world.
Cindy, someone was asking me today what those 5 were, and I couldn't remember all 5 of them. Can we review it? Can we come up together come up with those?
I've got them written down, actually. Number 1 is to be independent. Number 2 is problem solvers. Number 3 is consistent. 4 is big vision for the team and company. And number 5 is that they create action.
Perfect. Thanks, Bo. Yeah. When you really put the names through that kind of priority list and descriptor, it's amazing how many people that weeds out. And you can also, how many people that are like, wow, that totally describes Chuck Gates, you know.
Rattle those off again. Just go over those again.
Yeah, I was going to do it.
Problem solver.
Yeah, I was going to do that. They are independent. They're problem solvers. They're consistent. They have a big vision for the team and the company, and they create action.
Right.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, we've come to the bottom of the half hour. We'll reach out to Eric's assistants and let him know that there was a little snafu tonight, and we'll let you know when this call will be rescheduled. But thank you guys so much for tap dancing in the meantime. Hope this has been beneficial. Hope you've learned something anyway. You know, network marketing is a business where you have to think on your feet, you know, because just when you think you've got things going one way, it goes the other way. It's kind of like herding cats. So anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking with us. And we will see you tomorrow night on the Build to Bronze call. Good night, everybody.
Just one last thing from Eric Worre: stay willing, coachable, and hungry.
That's right. That's right. Good night,
All right,
everybody.
guys.
Good night.
Good night.